Okay, so today we're diving into something a little intimate.
Oh,
Yeah, we're talking about planning sex.
interesting.
Yeah, we found this podcast, Intimate Gyaan.
Intimate Gyaan.
Yeah, it means intimate knowledge. And they were talking about, should couples actually plan sex?
So not just letting it happen, like actually putting it on the calendar.
Exactly. And it's not about being cold or clinical. They were clear about that. It's more about being mindful, especially when life gets busy. You know how it is, work, errands, just all the chaos.
Oh, absolutely. Things slip your mind so easily.
Exactly. And intimacy can end up on the back burner. But the hosts of that podcast, Karn and Shreya, they were saying that even if it feels weird at first, planning a special evening can be a way of saying, hey, this relationship, it matters.
I can see that, making that commitment. Did they talk about whether it actually, works?
They did, and get this research from the University of British Columbia shows that couples who scheduled intimacy were actually more satisfied with their relationships.
Wow, really? So it's not just about finding the time, it's about what that act of planning represents.
Right. Like it shows you're invested. And you know that saying, what gets scheduled gets done. Well, maybe we need to apply that to our relationships too.
Makes you think. So instead of a boring work meeting, it's
A hot date night. Yeah. And the hosts even mentioned that the anticipation could actually lead to a better experience for both partners.
interesting. How so?
Well, apparently when you anticipate something pleasurable, like, say, a romantic evening, your brain releases dopamine.
Ah, the feel-good hormone.
Yeah.
So planning sex can actually boost your desire, not kill it, like some people might think.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, too much scheduling can backfire.
How so?
Well, if every intimate encounter is planned, it can start to feel robotic and forced. It loses that spontaneity, that passion.
That makes sense. It's about finding that balance, isn't it?
Right. So, how do you find that sweet spot? What did Karn and Shreya suggest?
Communication is key. They stress that couples need to find what works for them. It's not one size fits all. For some, it might be a monthly date night. For others, it might just be being open about when they're feeling disconnected.
That makes sense. So, it's not just about scheduling the act itself, it's about making time for the conversation around it, too.
Absolutely. It takes courage to be that open and honest with your partner.
But isn't that the foundation of any strong relationship?
Definitely. So it seems scheduling sex, it's not the be-all and end-all solution. It's a tool.
And like any tool, it can be used effectively or ineffectively. It's all about how you approach it. Open communication, mindfulness, and remember, it's about what works for you and your partner. No judgment here.
And here's something to think about before we wrap up. If you can schedule sex, could planning other types of quality time be beneficial too? Date nights, weekend trips, even just an hour to just talk without distractions.
That's an interesting thought. It all goes back to being intentional with your time and your relationship. Thanks for diving into this with me.
My pleasure.